Okay, you can make it live.
It's live. There's only 8 people, so I apologize.
With us,
People are back.
That's just us.
We still
Oh,
have
there's
questions,
53 now.
and
Okay.
they keep writing to me.
Okay,
No,
that's fine. Sorry
Peter,
about that.
I couldn't hear your question anyway.
Okay, the question I had was with the demand to have more space and comfort in housing, and what I was curious about the demand for single detached housing in cultures where apartment housing is more ingrained, and the impact and how that is going to impact sort of sustainable in the future.
I see. So I think you are right. I mean, we are also having the same experience in Nazarbayev University campus. I mean, people living in houses are more comfortable in terms, I mean, when they are compared to apartments. So living in an apartment is not easy. So my understanding is that even we are now working on a kind of critical review how the past event changed the design concepts of buildings. Aidana and Galim knows it very well, and maybe they can provide some information. So we know that, for example, sustainability metaphor just evolved in that way 3 decades ago because of the air pollution, and some people are just suggested that we should, I mean, create a metaphor like sustainability. Then it became very popular, and now we are, I mean, sustainability is a part of our life in everywhere. So I think the same thing. Most probably the future buildings and residential places, including cities, are going to be different in terms of large spaces, as you said, it's a requirement. And maybe there will be more, I mean, investment on detached or semi-detached houses rather than apartment blocks. So we are expecting a kind of shift, shift in terms of design of buildings in the future. It is not going to happen maybe very fast. One key question is that the pandemic, when it is over, are we going to go back to normal, or just we are going to learn the lessons from this and we will try to be ready for the next stage? I mean, for the other investment on the moment, focusing on the future. There will be coming pandemics, maybe worse than COVID. So I am expecting a shift, but it is not easy to make an estimation in the future.
Okay, good, great.
Jana, maybe you like to add something on this question?
Yes, I would like to add. Okay, so of course I think single detached housings are like maybe ideal representation of how people could live during pandemics or epidemics, but I think what's more important is how to adapt our current housings, because we cannot demolish everything and construct new ones. So we are searching for the ways to existing housings to make them ready to respond for pandemics and epidemics. And it includes such as I told, different things like adaptable housings, or maybe disinfection strategies and all this stuff.
The next question is for Kuwait, and it comes from Daulat Akhmetov. And Daulat is asking, are Kazakhstan's challenges of economic development a result of neoliberal paradigm or poor policy implementation?
Thank you, Daulat, and thank you, Peter. Another good question. Well, I believe as a social scientist, as a political economist, that the basis of everything is institutions and structures. So, of course, it's about ideology here. And mostly all the problems we are facing now is the dominance of the particular political mode of governance, which was neoliberalism. Yeah, and the tricky thing with neoliberal ideology is that this economic governance is the one which does not to be admitted. Actually, there's a research showing that you would never meet anybody like monetarist economist or right-wing economist or politician who would say, I am neoliberal. You may meet people and experts or politicians saying, I'm socialist, or I believe in these things or that. And there's no such thing as I'm neoliberal, right? They would talk about efficient economy, efficiency. They would talk about how to run economy more efficiently. But all this talks about, the discourse, the current discourse globally and in countries like Kazakhstan, when we talk about economy, has been for the last 30 years. It's very technocratic one. It's very depoliticized. It's very ahistorical. It's out of the context. They do not, these models, the neoclassical mainstream economics models, which is used by neoliberal mode of governance, is based on, unfortunately, on the neoclassical economics, which has been mainstream one for the last 30 to 40 years. But that neoclassical economics has some epistemological and ontological problems, because there's a huge criticism that the main problem with neoclassical economics is that it doesn't deal with reality, unfortunately. So again, it goes beyond today's discussion, unfortunately. But yeah, I would say, though, that the main problem is that of the neoliberal paradigm, which was supported and facilitated the interest of the particular classes, of a particular, let's say, social strata. In our region is this social strata, the most influential one, the new emerging capitalist or comparable class. And they probably, by the way, they were very efficient. We can't say that there was a poor policy. Poor for whom? Maybe poor for the 90% or 95% of the population, but very efficient one for the 1%. Okay.
Time for one more question, and then we have to leave. This question is from Baglan Aydarov, and it's to Kanat. My question is about developing human capital in Kazakhstan. As you said, each region develops differently. How can we do it differently, do it in different regions in the country? How can we develop human capital differently in different regions in Kazakhstan?
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so there are important components of human capital: education, health status, education quality, education level. These are the important inputs of human capital. So each region has to focus on these inputs. I think it's my view. So each region can increase the level of people's education, or improve the education level of the region, or the healthcare of the population. So this will increase overall human capital of the region. I hope I answered the question.
Good, thank you. And as I said, we're running out of time. We're coming up against the next session. So I'll take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for absolutely wonderful presentations, thought-provoking as obvious. And I hope that we can discuss these topics later on, either in person or online. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Everybody.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the organization. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hope to see you Sunday.
Okay.
And answer your questions.